Are you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
Hello everybody, and this is Tax Monster by Taylor Vega, who is here on the phone with us. So hi Taylor, how's it going?
Hey Angel, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, really happy to have you. This is a fabulous song. It's really fantastic. And, we're so glad to have local indie rock musicians like yourself and producing, writing music, recording all tracks. This is so exciting, and I'm just really glad to have you. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and your music career up to these days.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Taylor Vega. I've been playing and writing music since I was probably about 10, but I've been officially distributing since 2008, since I was about 18. I write and record all the tracks myself, unless, maybe like one song I had someone feature. And otherwise, I've been working a lot lately, but I try to keep up with it, got a new album I'm going to put out here in the next month, and then start working on some new stuff.
Wonderful. So, since 2008, and you say you distribute yourself. Tell us a little bit about that. How is your process? Because I know that this is all you, right? So, how did you learn, and what made you, interested in music?
So with getting interested in music, it's kind of just like computers. It's one of the things in my life that I just took to, and I always knew I wanted to do something with computers, and I always knew I wanted to do something with music. When I was going to school, that I was going for music composition, and at some point I decided I would rather go and do something with computers. So I always kept music as a hobby. I just kind of, it didn't consider it the career part of my life. It ended up becoming more of the fun part of my life, and I just focused my career on the other half. Then with distribution, everything, just kind of going out there, researching options, and figuring out stuff as you have to figure it out.
Yeah, I guess we all go through that process, right? But this is fun. It's not really fun, nobody likes that. So you had to focus your career on something else, right? That is not necessarily your passion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky. I got a lot of passion, so I'm pretty passionate about what I do for a career, which I think that's kind of lucky. Some people, like, oh man, I got to do this just so I can do my dream. I feel like I got a couple of different ones going on at the same time, so.
That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. At one point, did you have any band? Have you played live? How about that?
Yeah, I used to play in a few bands. It's been a few years. I've been focusing more on just keeping it simple and writing and working with myself. The last big real band, not like a big real band, but the last real band that I had was like me and another guy. We used to trade off between playing drums and guitar and singing with each other, so it's kind of like a White Stripes thing.
Nice.
But yeah, he ended up passing away, and I kind of since then I just haven't picked up with anyone else I was super excited to play music with.
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear. that.
Yeah, sorry to be up on it is.
So, what would you say is your primary instrument? What do you feel more comfortable doing?
Definitely guitar. That was the first instrument I picked up, and that's definitely the most comfortable one for me.
Nice. So, what do you feel would be your inspiration? Like, what is the bands that maybe influence you, or how do you feel about that?
So as far as bands that influence me, I would say growing up, I was really into Weezer and Nirvana. It's like my high school stuff. Started growing off into that, and I really liked classic rock, Led Zeppelin, a lot of just standard classics. And lately, I really like Queens of the Stone Age, Ween. Let me think here. Eagles of death metal. Just as far as like more modern stuff, those are some of the big ones I'm really excited about. Started listening to Grand Funk Railroad lately too. I know it's kind of an older one, but really cutting my teeth on that lately.
Nice. Yeah. So, what do you feel? How do you feel about the music panorama these days? Because sometimes I feel like we are referencing, like at least bands from 10 or 20 years ago. How do you feel about this current music panorama, and where do you go to find the kind of music that you look for, that you like?
Yeah, so lately music's been, even before COVID, it was getting, it was kind of like all over the place, I feel like. Since COVID, I think everyone tried to push and like be like, I'm going to make a digital online presence, I'm going to take this opportunity to do that, and I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. And I feel like it works for, it's worked for some people, but I think that would have been like the answer to the second question is, if I wanted to go out and like, where do I find like a new musician, or like meet someone, or find like my new favorite band. Like, if I can't go out to a show, the magic's kind of not there. You're just looking around on the internet. Sometimes you'll get lucky.
Yeah, right. So that is really what we're trying here. We're trying to consolidate, create a central place that offers an alternative. And so we found you, right? And the quality of the music you make is really, really good. It's really, really high standards. Do you want to talk about your particular process, or maybe what kind of tools you use? For somebody that's starting right now, what would your advice be?
Let's see. I basically get a guitar. Don't expect to be good at it right away. Right? Keep it simple. Always practice every day, even if it's only for 10, 15 minutes. Kind of go through your scales or chug a couple chords. Really consistency. You just have to keep, like with anything, if you want to get anything done, you can't just I'll pick up a guitar the first day and try to play it, and you're not going to play the Eruption by Van Halen the first day or week that you sit down and try to play guitar. So you can't get frustrated at it. It's something you just have to always work at.
Exactly, consistency is really important. This is why it's very, it's crucial that you are passionate about it. Never give up, and keep trying to improve. Was that your? How do you continue to fuel that passion and continue to move on? Where do you feel that you find that something to make
kind of like what yeah, it's always been different things. I think like as you grow up, like there's like an album or two, and I was just going through a breakup, and that's just what what passionately drove me. So that's what ended up being the album. There's another one where I was kind of being weird, locked up in my house, kind of staying away from everything, and recorded an album kind of about that, about conspiracy theory stuff. And most recently is kind of I haven't released it yet, but it's called Jokes You Can Tell Yourself. It's like like kind of political, but I tried to make it vague enough that, you know, if someone was listening to it, they'd be like, oh, yeah, I agree with that. And just kind of trick everyone into agreeing on the same thing, even though it sounds like they're...
Nice. So, jokes you can tell yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that that is the new project? That is Taylor's new project, and why don't you tell us about that? What are you planning to do with it? When it's done? When do you think it will be ready? How are you going to? Or where can we find it? Really, like, you know, when we can expect?
Yeah. So basically, that one, I started writing that. It's basically a COVID timeline. I started writing that just before COVID, and I've been working my way through that since then. It's kind of rocky, but I did try to put more quality and more like production into it. Which, for me personally, I like live stuff, getting like the kind of raw energy out of it, playing live instruments instead of using like digital and MIDI stuff, but kind of went the other way with it for once, and I wanted to get like, you know, something kind of nice sounding, maybe a little simpler. Let's see here. As far as where it's at, it's basically done. I just need to get the artwork done, and we'll probably send it out here in the next month. Nice. It'll be on Spotify, Apple, pretty much most of the distributors, I think, like Amazon Music. And
that is wonderful. That is so. Okay, so we'll follow up with you to try to get the dates right when it's ready. We're definitely gonna let everybody know about jokes you can tell to yourself. And you know, it sounds good. I like that this distinction. You know, I think I agree with you when there's something in some special energy when you're playing an instrument live that is not really, you don't capture with MIDI and other methods. It's really important to have that human factor, right? So I like that. I'm looking forward to listen to it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to show you guys.
Fantastic. Taylor, we're close to the mark, I think. You know, this has been great. Talking with you. Your music is definitely fantastic. We'll keep an eye on you and definitely post about your new work. You know, if there's anything else you would like to say to everybody, and you know, something that is important to you, something that you feel is important about your music, some kind of message that you would like to say goodbye for now.
I would say I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate anyone that's here listening, and any advice I could give would just be to keep it simple and enjoy yourself. Enjoy
yourself. That is definitely the main thing. And you know, if I would add to that, like, you know, follow your heart, do what is important to you, and keep it real, keep it raw with, you know, your feelings, your true feelings.
Yeah.
Taylor Vega, this is Tax Monster. We're gonna hear it. We're gonna play it a little bit longer. This is a fantastic song. Your work is really good, and we definitely look forward to your new stuff. And you know, it's been a pleasure, and hopefully you'll talk soon again.
It's been a pleasure, Antoine. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so this is Taylor Vega, and this is Tax Monster. Here we go.
Vicious claws with hands, nose and the weeds of the eyes. Like a servant bitch, your party is irrelevant. Oh, jackass is the power of an elephant. From the wicked village, please spare my village. I'm a happy monkey, and not
Okay, Taylor Vega. Okay, so this is one perfect example. Very, very talented guy. You know, doing all the tracks, playing all the instruments, composing their stuff. Really, really good. Very, very recommended. Okay, so go out and look for it. Taylor Vega.
Tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.